And it's a welcome return to SDH on USL Championship. Thanks for dropping by and hanging out with us. Now that we have the spring, late spring, early summer, that means it's USL all over the place, NPSL, all the other leagues. But this go-round, specifically, SDH on USL Championship. John, hear you there. Thanks for dropping by. We're going to take you through the USL Championship and let you know what has happened in the week that was, take you into the juice boxes for the weekend that will be, and send you on your way with all the information that you need to know when it comes to life in USL Championship. But first, since we are officially in a no-dilly, no-dally zone, that is time to take you back and go through what happened last week over the last 7 days, and we get you ready for the next 7 days. So your events, last Friday at Segra, El Paso Locomotive, big win on the road, 2-0 over Loudoun United. Saturday, it was a very, very busy day, and we will have some news later on about Detroit City coming up. But the La Rouge and Phoenix Rising, a couple of heavyweights, it was a 1-1 draw. At Hartford Athletic and at Trinity Health Stadium, it was a 2-0 win for Colorado Springs, who had to come from one end of the world to the other to take on Hartford. And it was a very, very busy time for them as they are still fighting. They were still fighting Open Cup up until the loss to NYCFC 2. Lynn Family, Lou City had a 3-0 win over Orange County SC, and that brings us to our first match of the week in the crossovers. Rhode Island FC from Burns Stadium on the campus of Bryant University and Sacramento Republic. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at the USL on YouTube and ESPN+.
It is Rhode Island in the navies, and it's the alternate kit tonight for Sacramento. The white and reds, and here we go. From Rhode Island FC's home pitch this season, Burns Stadium. Instead, also a member of MLS Next Pro last year, 24 years of age. Panayotu puts the ball down. Holstead tosses it in. Second ball clangs around. This ball mishit. Dikwa comes out of there with it, funnels out. Sadie turns a corner. Sadie, left-footed ball in. Panayotu! Not bad, though. Pretty good volley. Learn more about orthopedics at orthopedicsri.com. And a couple injuries to deal with here tonight for Rhode Island. McGlynn, Stoneman, Shapiro, Thompson, all out of action this evening. Overlapping run here. Sanchez hits the outside of the netting. Turnbull inside of the box. Right-footed ball into a dangerous location. Late arriving Ibarra. Unable to latch on. Holstead use the left foot, pings this around, and Mazzola just does get enough of it to send it over the crossbar. Mazzola had a great save. He makes his second start of the year. He started the opener, and that was nearly a win, but they gave up a goal to Colin Shuttler, who became the third goalie in league history to score in the 6th minute of stoppage time. Turnbull in, Dikwa there with a header. And if he puts that on target, Rhode Island has an early edge. Chases after it. Holstead circles, gets to it in time. Fusant steps on the ball, stumbles, gathers, evades, swings one in. Mazzola again. Second time. No, he did not get a piece of this one as it just went over the top. Rhode Island have controlled the run of play. 7 shots to 1 overall. Stinging ball to the sideline. Good play by Turnbull. Turnbull shoots! Turnbull ripples the rope with a laser beam of a goal. Rhode Island strike, and for the first time this season, Sacramento trail.
And Steven Turnbull. The defensive pressure that he's put on throughout this match has been tremendous, but it's his attacking presence. This first touch is met by
Gurr swings this ball in right at Vegas, though. And he drops right on top of it. Felipe. Some sustained possession this time from Sacramento. Excellent pass here. Cicerone lays it off. Gurr touches it once, slings it in. Ammon has the equalizer. Chances have been few and far between for Sacramento. but it's laid off perfectly. Gurr to Ammon, and it's a 6th of the season, and the Republic level at 1.
And that is that one-track mind that Mark Briggs was saying about Trevor Ammon. Forget about all the touches. Forget about the lack of involvement and the ability to get on the ball. If you're a goal scorer, you find
3rd assist of the year for Gurr. 9 first-half goals in 10 matches for Sacramento. Penayotu throws this ball in! Rhode Island is back out in front! Albert Dikwa wins the header! No, check that! It's Karifa Yeo. His first goal in the U.S. And Rhode Island has struck back. Back and forth we go in the last 10 minutes.
You get those defenders.
And for the 25-year-old from Michigan, a go-ahead goal 4 minutes after Sacramento had scored for a 16th match in a row. And now space, Fuson. Fuson enters the 18, cuts it back. Fuson shoots, takes a redirect. Sadie watches it out, and it's another corner kick coming.
And he was just at it. You saw him earlier as a bit of a decoy, setting up.
Penayotu. Fuson nods it back into trouble. Saved by Mazzola. A Hill group corner. Jack Gurr has an assist, his 3rd of the year. Throws this ball in. Fuson chases, perhaps on a counterattack. Holstead joining the party. He'll get the pass. Holstead in, throws it over. Sadie sends it over the top of the bar. Could have been a 3rd.
Talk about the positive play of Stephen Turnbull. Jack Gurr has that ability to insert himself into that final 3rd.
Dikwa stays on. Albert Dikwa! Mazzola makes himself big and denies last year's Golden Boot leader.
It doesn't allow Albert Dikwa to pick the kind of finish that he wanted. Still having to deal with this corner.
Penayotu into the 18. Second go at it here. Holstead brings it in. Holstead swings it around, and too much on that one. Couldn't get the dip. Gurr into the 18. Near post run. Hits the side cage. Right now at 2-1. In favor of Rhode Island in their 5th home match. Looking for the first win. Fuson. Dancing. Fuson is able to link up. Quizera. Williams shot. Mazzola deflects it away.
Sacramento Republic player back to goal, playing away, and now you give a player like Jack Gurr and his quality service an opportunity to put a ball in a dangerous area.
Gurr whips this in. Second chance at it. Long shot in. Takes a ricochet. It's loose. And it's redirected home in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Sacramento is back on level terms off of a set piece.
And unfortunately for Rhode Island, it starts with a reckless challenge and a foul that gives the opportunity to Jack Gurr and Sacramento.
Seat squirmer here at Burns Stadium. 2 apiece, 7th minute of stoppage time. Gurr bends this ball around. Vegas pokes it over. And it's another corner kick. 3 already this year. Boomerangs this ball around. Headed into the 18-yard box. Deflected away. There's your full-time whistle. And it's a share of points yet again. And Sacramento is unbeaten in 10 in a row for the first time since 2020.
2-2 draw. Missed opportunities where their points were left on the table for part owner Michael Parkhurst. Frustrating ending to it all. Could have had 4 goals on the board, he said, as if you go back and listen to his interview on Soccer Down Here. But 2-2 draw. You got a point from Sacramento, whose unbeaten string is now up to 10. At Al Lang, Birmingham Legion, not as many goals scored as they were in the Open Cup matchup. 10 in the Open Cup, 1 this time around, but that's all that Birmingham needed at Al Lang, beating Tampa Bay by the final of 1-0. FC Tulsa and Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they drew at 2. Vegas and San Antonio FC drew at 1. Rio Grande Credit Union Field at the Lab, New Mexico United over Oakland Roots by the final of 2-1, and that brings us into our second match of the week. From Cardinal Stadium, a lot of fog for those of you that got to watch this one on ESPN+. Monterey Bay and Memphis 901. Here's your highlights, courtesy of, once again, USL Championship, ESPN+, and YouTube.
There's the whistle, and away we go. It's Memphis 901 and Monterey Bay as we kick things off. The last game to kick off on tonight's USL Championship action. Good start here for Memphis as they'll stay on the front foot. Duncan through the lines. Marlon brings this forward. It's Luis Fernando. It's blocked. Still loose in front. And it's a foul as it ended up in the midsection there. Colorado Springs beats Brendan Burke. That's a juicy fixture. Maybe something on here for Monterey Bay. Cutting it in. Was he tripped? He was. A point to the spot. Monterey Bay have a penalty. Traeger making it happen.
We talked about the runs from Traeger. How clever this little bump. Throws Vom Sieg off just enough. It's not a foul, but this touch is exquisite. To go back the other way and wrong foot. Turchi.
Monterey Bay 2 for 2 on penalties this year. Traeger scored one against Memphis earlier this year. Dixon has one as well. Dixon against Tyler Derrick. Alex Dixon, it's saved! Tyler Derrick keeps it at 0-0.
Catches Tristan Traeger on the follow through. Not the best as a pen from Dixon. It's a comfortable height, not in the corner whatsoever.
And Monterey Bay handed a great opportunity to open the scoring after they were absorbing a lot of early pressure. And all for naught as this game remains scoreless. Marlon trying to touch it around the corner. Was he caught? The referee says play on, and it's Bruno Lapa. Saved and spilled, but taken by Siaha. Dixon for Baca, and back for Dixon. Down the line, Guzman cuts it in. Guzman, the cross in front, it's turned in! Moby Fair touches it home. Monterey Bay strikes first.
The composure from Baca and then the decision making to not overcomplicate things. But what about this touch? Thank you very much, Guzman. That's one thing to pull it off, but it's a completely different thing when you have the execution to put this ball in, to bend it away from Derrick. He can't make a play on it. It's behind his back line for Memphis 901. As a center midfielder, picking and choosing your times when to advance into the attacking 18-yard box.
Duncan through the middle, touched away. Lapa for Borzak. Dylan Borzak came through to Siaha, who made a pretty straightforward save. Marlon rolling this across, and somehow no one got a touch on that. Siaha chasing after it. And he'll send it upfield, although it's turned over. He may not be back in goal, and it's tipped over the bar. Anthony Siaha flying around. Can we put that in for goal, or for save of the week as this comes back in? Going over the top to head it away, and it's a foul. Jimenez delivers an out-swinging ball. It's in! Memphis have equalized. Bruno Lapa.
Talk about how important set pieces can be to claw yourself back into this game, especially when you're not creating through the run of play. It's the initial.
Homer Martinez delivers. The heads go up. It's off the crossbar, and it's off the crossbar twice. Moby Fair just wide. Derek was a spectator. 2 subs coming. Xavi Nalati will come on for Monterey Bay. That was the last touch of the game for Moby Fair. Nearly ended it with a brace. On the other side,
Whether it is Derek or Siaha commanding their 6-yard box. One of the most important things for a goalkeeper is how decisive can you be, and you stick to your decision, especially with the traffic oncoming.
Duncan strong in the middle. Over the top, Marlon. Marlon could be in! Marlon scores! Memphis take the lead! From 1-0 down, 2-1 up!
You play Route 1 if you are Memphis. And once again, it's a center back Tershi. Really difficult to see where he starts, if he starts on beyond Lara there. Tershi, just the ability to rope a ball over 60 yards. And we spoke about Marlon, the work rate to be vertical, to be direct.
And now a goal here tonight that could give Memphis all 3 points. Guzman chips it forward. Traeger looking towards goal and scooped up by Derek. Something tells me we might have a few more chances in this game. Nalati, he scored some late goals in this venue before, but for the opposing team, as it's moved out wide, the cross, it's Traeger! Just like that, Monterey Bay are level!
Talked about the attacking display for Monterey Bay, but if you're Sissoko, there's no need to step there.
4 minutes of stoppage time. Where do we go from here? Nalati moves it ahead. Traeger, it's Chase Boone, and it's saved! Broken up in the middle, Martinez, and that is full time. A frantic finish here in Seaside, but it finishes all square. What a game, 2-2.
Spoils shared for Memphis 901 and Monterey Bay. Sunday at FIU Soccer Stadium, Indy 11, 3-1 winners over the Miami FC. On Tuesday at Wake Med in Cary, North Carolina FC, 2-0 winners over Loudoun United. That start was pushed back because of lightning in the area. And on Wednesday, Charleston Battery 1-0 winners over Birmingham Legion. That one was at Protective. So that lends us our information getting into the standings and how things go. The performance brought to us by our friends at Prinks Tires. Eastern Conference right now, Charleston 11 matches, 27 points. They've won 5 in a row. They are 8-0-3. They have not lost this season in USL Championship. But they've also played 11 matches. Lou City has only played 8. They've only lost once. So 3 matches in hand, 6 points behind. They're at 21 points. Detroit City's at 17. They've only gotten 2 points in their last 3 matches. Indy 11, 14 points through 10. Same with Birmingham Legion. And it is down to goal difference. Same number of wins across the board. Indy 11, 4 goals to the good. In the tiebreakers, Indy 11 right now in 4th, Birmingham Legion in 5th. Tampa Bay, 9 matches played. They are at 13 points in 6th. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, 3s across the board. 3 of a kind means 12 points through 9 matches. North Carolina FC, 10 points through 10 matches. They've turned things around with 4 points in their last 2. Hartford Athletics started out 3-1. They're now 3-5, and they are below the playoff bar at 9 points. Rhode Island FC, 1-2-6. 2 draws through their last time out, but they've only lost once in their last 5. 9 points there in 10th. Loudoun is at 8 points. They have lost 4 of 5. They're at 2-6-2. And the Miami FC, 2-7-1 through 10 matches, 7 points overall. Western Conference, Sacramento Republic, once again, they have not lost this season. First 10 without a loss. 5-0-5, 20 points. New Mexico United's at 19. They've won 4 of 5. Orange County SC is at 15 points. And Monterey Bay is at 15 points. Same number of wins. Orange County has 1 less match played, 1 goal better in goal difference. San Antonio's at 14 points. Phoenix Rising is at 12. FC Tulsa is at 10 points, and they have played 1 less match than Memphis 901, Colorado Springs, and 2 less than Vegas Lights. Memphis would be the end of the playoff bar. Colorado Springs and Vegas would be below the playoff bar. Vegas Lights only have 1 point in their last 5 matches. They've lost 4 of those 5. Oakland Roots at 2-6-2. They are at 8 points. They've lost 3 of 4. And El Paso Locomotive only won once, and it was last time out. They were winless heading into that last match going up against Loudoun United. And they are at 1-7-2. So that is your standings as we get into the upcoming week. So talking points, what to watch, and teams of the week and all that kind of stuff. And a reminder, once again, be a part of the conversation with the USL Championship on all of their social media channels. It is on the 280-character app. It is Facebook, and it is Instagram for USL Championship. News from Detroit, and we all know how it was great work by the fans of Les Rouges to come up with the money to renovate Keyworth Stadium and turn it into what it is right now. They announced that they have acquired the site of former Southwest Detroit Hospital at the corner of Michigan Avenue and 20th Street for the purpose of building a new stadium that'll serve as the permanent home for soccer in Detroit, trying to open a soccer-specific stadium by 2027. Southwest Detroit Hospital opened back in 1973, the first Detroit hospital to hire and accredit African-American doctors and nurses. Only lasted 17 years. In 1991, closed, declared bankruptcy. The building has been abandoned for 18 years. Detroit City Games, as we know, currently played at Keyworth since 2016. It's been a place, hundreds of thousands of visitors, millions of dollars to small businesses in Hamtramck as well. Detroit City is going to reveal more details around the vision and the programming after consultation with city officials, local residents, and fans. A public engagement process anticipated to kick off later this year, but statement of intent announcing the acquisition of land to build a soccer-specific stadium on the old grounds of Southwest Detroit Hospital. We'll keep an eye on that over the next handful of years with Detroit City. The Rowdies have signed Christian Ortiz to his first professional contract. It is an academy player that is getting the chance to show his wares with a first-team deal. And they announced that the 17-year-old Ortiz gets his first contract, becoming the first Rowdies player to sign a professional contract with the club, having previously competed as a USL Academy sighting. Ortiz joined the Rowdies on a USL A deal a week before the start of the 24 season, and he made his professional debut in the win over Rhode Island back on March 24th. 2 more league appearances since then, featured in the win over Birmingham Legion in the round of 32 in the U.S. Open Cup in that 10-goal, 6-4 thriller. So originally from White Plains, New York, Ortiz and his family moved to Tampa Bay at a young age, played club soccer with Florida Premier, with legendary Rowdies forward Georgie Ristov as Director of Player Development. Andres Arango has also guided Ortiz in his development as his coach at Florida Premier. So very, very cool stuff as Tampa Bay continues to grow and evolve as we've seen everything. News and notes from around the league when it comes to USL Championship. You have Bolo Akinyode. Keep an eye on him with El Paso Locomotive, winning their first match of the year And he won 8 of 8 tackles, 14 of 14 duels. That is amazing numbers. Most successful tackles in a championship contest, 9 of 9, 9 of 13. 9 is the largest number. Muhammad Dabo in 2018, Juan David Cabezas in 2021, a perfect 9 of 9. We do have some 9 of 10s, 11s, 12s, and 13s. Gabriel Parada from Pittsburgh Riverhounds is the latest to record 2 penalty saves in the same USL Championship regular season contest. Last person to do it before Parada did against FC Tulsa was Callie Brown, Loudoun United and Hartford Athletic back in 2019. Lou City, once again, they're on a roll. They have 26 goals through 8 regular season contests. That is a new record, new track record for most goals through 8 regular season contests to start a season. 25 was the old record with Phoenix Rising back in 2020. Matt Van Oekel moved into 3rd place in USL Championship regular season history with his 44th shutout. And Van Oekel, the 3rd oldest keeper to record a shutout in league regular season history, 37 years, 7 months, and 21 days. Enzo Martinez in Birmingham moved into a tie for 6th USL Championship regular season goal-scoring list with his 72nd against the Tampa Bay Rowdies, joining Sebastian Guenzati and Jorge Herrera, both at 72 goals. Indy 11's Augustine Williams became the 9th player to reach 70 regular season goals, 2-goal performance against the Miami FC. And Rodrigo da Costa, North Carolina FC, the 21st player to record 30 regular season assists in the USL Championship, giving the helper on Ezra Armstrong's goal against Loudoun United back on Tuesday night. Now, where to watch everything when it comes to the USL Championship and USL League One this week before we get you into the juice boxes and the schedules and bid you adieu. For the action on the weekend, starting off on Friday, Golasso Network has Switchbacks and Rhode Island FC. ESPN Plus has El Paso Locomotive and Memphis 901. On Saturday, ESPN Plus has Indy 11 Hartford, Loudoun United Monterey Bay, Pittsburgh and North Carolina FC. Golasso Network has Tampa Bay and FC Tulsa. ESPN Plus has Roots and Orange County, Lights and Lou City. Golasso Network has Phoenix and the Miami FC. In League One, it is Charlotte Independence, Union Omaha, Central Valley, One Knox. Both of them are on ESPN Plus. All the other matches on the weekend in USL League One. Richmond, Greenville, Tormenta Red Wolves, and Spokane and Forward Madison are all on ESPN Plus as well. Let's get you into the schedule here in USL Championship and get you ready for all the action, get you into the juice boxes as well, if they exist, and that's what we always do. We always sit there and we will give them to you if they exist, and remember that they are also on the on the verge of changing and shifting as we give you the numbers. So a schedule for a USL Championship for activity starting on the 17th, 9 o'clock Eastern. It is at Widener Field, beautiful downtown Colorado Springs, Rhode Island FC, and Switchbacks at the at Southwest University Park. El Paso's hosting Memphis 901. That's also at 9 o'clock Eastern time. On Saturday, 7 o'clock at the Mike, Indy 11 hosting Hartford Athletic. 7 o'clock at Segra, Loudoun hosting Monterey Bay. 7 o'clock at Highmark, Pittsburgh hosting North Carolina FC. 7:30 at Al Lang, Tampa Bay hosting FC Tulsa. 10 o'clock at Pioneer, Oakland Roots hosting Orange County. 10:30 Eastern at Cashman, Vegas Lights and Lou City. 10:30 Eastern at Phoenix Rising Stadium at the corner of 38th and Washington, Phoenix and the Miami FC. And that gets you through the schedule for the week in USL Championship. Looking at your juice boxes, Colorado Springs favored at a -102 as Rhode Island comes to town. Memphis 901, a slight favorite at a +154, going up against 1-7-2 El Paso, who's a +164. Saturday, Indy 11, a -196 as Hartford comes to town, who's north of +400. Loudoun favored on the plus side at a +145, hosting Monterey Bay. Pittsburgh, the Riverhounds are a -104, hosting North Carolina FC at a +276. Tampa Bay big on the minus side, a -256, hosting FC Tulsa, who's basically a +550. Oakland Roots and Orange County, juice box folks threw a blanket over the whole thing. Pick a side, same number, +156, draws a +236. Vegas, a big underdog at home, hosting Lou City. Lou City's a -152 on the road. Phoenix Rising at 38th and Washington, a -250, hosting the Miami FC, who's a +564. So if you are in market and can go watch, please go watch how things are in USL Championship and support your local teams. Or even if you're coming into town and it's not something you had on the marquee, go check it out. If you are out of market and for some reason, or if you're in market and can't be there in person, follow along on your local providers. If you're out of market and want to follow along, you know how you can follow along on ESPN Plus and on the Golazo Network. That is another round of Life in USL Championship here through SDH's Prism. Play safe, everybody. Enjoy the games in USL Championship. Welcome to SDH's tour of USL League One. John here, you there. Thanks for hanging out with us as you always do. We'll take you through the events of the last 7 days and get you ready for the events of the next 7 days. Activity Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 17, 18, and 19. We are deep into the Jägermeister Cup. Although some folks might think that being deep in a Jägermeister Cup might mean you might need a refill. So this is where your refill starts here with activity in USL League One. We'll go through all the scores of the last 7 days that were Jägermeister Cup based. We'll get you ready for all the activity and all the news that is fit to print in USL League One. No dilly, no dally zone. We'll go through all the matchups that happened in Jägermeister Cup last Saturday. At American Legion, Forward Madison beat Charlotte Independence by the score of 2-1. Northern Colorado Hailstorm at Regal put 5 on 1 Knox, winning 5-1, which gets us to our match of the week. At Paladin Stadium on the campus of Furman University, the Peach States Derby inside of a Jägermeister Cup. I wonder how Peaches would go inside a Jägermeister Cup. Well, we're going to find out, at least from the Greenville version. Greenville Triumph, South Georgia Tormenta. This one was crazy. What else is new? Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at USL League One, ESPN Plus, and YouTube.
So Anderson, Garner, Corvino, Oliver Howe gets his first start, and Angriano in the midfield as well. Rodriguez and Steedman did see action off the bench in Wednesday's loss to the Battery.
This one a little bit close to home as we get this one going. Round 2 of the Jägermeister Cup for both Tormenta and Greenville. But Tormenta will keep pushing. Ball curling in. Headed back towards goal, and it's punched out of bounds. Christian Garner, the one starting between the pipes today for Greenville.
Noco with 5 earlier today in the win over Knoxville. So technically, they could finish in last place and still qualify if they score the most goals.
McKinnon goes to his right. Lion McKinnon shoots, and oh my goodness! It's nearly deja vu for Lion McKinnon against Tormenta.
You think you've seen everything from Liam McKinnon, and he just pulls things out like that. You can't give this man any kind of space. Many coaches tell us this in the formation. It doesn't matter in a big way. It obviously does 3 versus 4 at the back a little bit, but after that, not so much. Different when you're in possession without.
Spangler shoots, and it's saved by Garner. It's Lion McKinnon all by himself at the spot. McKinnon driving it in. And off target. Here's Lion McKinnon. Into the 18 he goes. Dragging that one back just a little bit too far behind Corvino. Polak. Centering it inside for Anguiano. And then it's Castro. Ford Parker with the save.
A lovely bit of skill from Mason Tunbridge.
Tunbridge takes it himself and bends it over top. Hayden Anderson winning that transaction. Herrera getting bullied there. Here's a shot on target, and oh my goodness! A screaming effort for Tormenta. Mason Tunbridge lasering that one to top shelf.
Greenville have got themselves to blame a little bit for that goal, messing around with it on the edge of the box a little bit too much. And here, not clearing it. Tunbridge, one touch, bang! Garner.
Now Tormenta will go at it once again. Curry with the cross inside, punched away by Garner. This one brought down, sent right. Here's a winding shot, looking for that corner once again, this time Steedman shooting. Spangler continuing to press on, he's still on his feet. Spangler, nice weighted ball, Curry! And he blasts it home! Tormenta take the advantage.
Well deserved.
Ross, can you believe he is the... Oh, never mind, here we go. Spangler shoots, it's Spangler, just wide.
If Rick Wright could use a timeout right now.
He's still on the ground. And now the whistle will blow. And the ref is just going to call it there for the half.
Another concern for Rick Wright going into the break. Liam McKinnon, he's dealt with his share of injuries last season. Put this one just inside the penalty spot there, you'd think.
McKinnon pops it up. And Jamie Smith! Follow-through shot. Still in the fray of things. Taps it to Herrera. Greenville finds something on this end. McKinnon takes a shot himself. It's saved by Parker. That had some venom. Greenville progressing forward, getting the numbers. McKinnon with a stutter. One-on-one with Ramos. He's able to get by him. But then Ramos with some contact inside the penalty area, and it will be a penalty. Can he tie this game up for Greenville? Jamie Smith, he scores!
He probably shouldn't have. Fort Parker's going to regret that one. It squeezed under him. It wasn't really the best taken penalty by Jamie Smith, but had enough power on it to find them. Yeah, both in the top 5 in all-time USL League One appearances, along with Evan Lee.
Curry with the ball across!
Could have gone anywhere. Garner came a flap and didn't get there.
Anderson with the cross, and it's headed on goal! Zakowski was able to flick it to the corner, but Ford Parker was better. Now Smith, long distance effort, and it's in! Jamie Smith from downtown!
My, oh my. I almost laughed at the audacity of the attempt by Jamie Smith, but what can this man do? Our player to watch tonight for Greenville, living up to all expectations and more.
What a shot from Jamie Smith.
Off his foot, it looked like it was going over. Just with the chest, and then
didn't even catch it on the game cam. That goal brought to you by the YMCA Greenville. And the Triumph might be pushing for another here. Zakowski trying to screamer himself. We've seen some crazy games between these two clubs across the history. Tunbridge with the service. Headed across, goal! Perry back out, floated up again. And Evan Lee knocks this one away. We've got 5 more minutes to go.
Down 2-0, down to 10 men, come all the way back.
Herrera making a run forward. Chapa Herrera. Can he get there in time? He can! And it's clipped by Parker. We'll see when the whistle blows for Wesley Costa, and that is the cue for it. Greenville, in a back and forth affair, are able to knock out Tormenta for the 2nd time this season. And they get their first Jägermeister Cup win.
Greenville gets the win over South Georgia Tormenta in a 5-goal crazy pants matchup, 3-2. Lexington and Central Valley went to penalties, tied at 2 after 90 minutes. Lexington won on penalties, 4-1. CHI Memorial Stadium, Chattanooga Red Wolves beat Richmond by the final of 1-0. Spokane Velocity over Union Omaha in a 5-goal thriller at 1 Spokane by the final of 3-2, which sets up your standings And once again, you're dealing with regular season standings. You're dealing with Jägermeister Cup standings. So it's kind of a couple of different ways to go about things here. And looking at the standings in League One, Greenville's on top after 7 matches with 13 points. Union Omaha, Charlotte, 1 Knox, Spokane, all with 10 points. Union Omaha has played the least amount of matches with 4, so they have the better points per match average. Charlotte and 1 Knox have equal wins, losses, draws, and goal difference. So whatever the 5th tiebreaker is, gives it to Charlotte so far. They won their last one. We'll say that for the moment. So it's Charlotte and 1 Knox, and then Spokane, having played 6 matches, they are the worst per match points average, and so they are in 5th. Forward Madison is 5 matches played, 9 points. South Georgia Tormenta, a bit of a rough patch. They've lost 3 of their last 4. They are at 7 points in 7th. Kickers, after a bit of a rough start, have circled back into it. They only have 2 points in their last 3 matches, 2 draws, 1, 3, and 2. They're at 5 points. They're ahead of Lex SC on goal difference by 1 goal. And Chattanooga has only played 3 matches this season. They're 1-1-1. Remember, early postponements because of facilities and weather and such. So they're at 1-1-1 and 4 points. They've got a lot of games that they can make up and points to make up as well. Central Valley's lost 5 in a row after winning the first one this season, and they're at 3 points. Hailstorm, 0-2-2, and they are at 2 points this season in the overall. Looking at Jägermeister Cup standings separately, the Jägermeister Cup standings, once again, the emphasis is on goals. Group number 1, it is Greenville, 2 matches played, 4 points. Charlotte, 2 matches played, 2 points. Richmond, 2 matches played, 2 points. And South Georgia Tormenta, 2 matches played, 1 point, where they lost in the shootout. Remember, it's an extra point if you go through 90 minutes tied, and then you end up with the extra point winning the shootout. Group 2, it is Lexington with 2 matches and 5 points ahead of Forward Madison, Chattanooga, and 1 Knox. 1 Knox has the worst goal difference of the 3. They are at -3 in goal difference. Group 3, Northern Colorado leads in the Jägermeister Cup standings over Spokane Velocity in goal difference by 3 goals. Central Valley, 2 matches and 2 draws, so they have 3 points, winning a shootout along the way. Union Omaha in Jägermeister Cup, 2 matches, 1 loss, 1 draw, -1 in goal difference, and 2 points. So that is where things stand when it comes to all of the activity in USL League One. News that is fit to print before we get you into the weekend. USL Antelope Valley has announced that Brian Kleban will be their inaugural coach. That one was announced. Was announced on Friday. The former MLS Academy coach joins the expansion club as their first head coach. Power rankings in USL League One. It is Greenville up to number 1, Union Omaha down to number 2, Spokane up 2 to 3, Charlotte down to 4, Forward Madison up 2 to 5, which means 1 Knox, Richmond down to 6 and 7, Tormenta, Lexington, Chattanooga 8, 9, and 10. Hailstorm with their big win, they are now up to 11, and Central Valley is down to number 12. So that's your power rankings in USL League One as of the midweek, and we'll keep an eye on that. Spokane has acquired goalkeeper Brooks Thompson on loan from Hartford Athletic. Everybody knows what Brooks has been able to accomplish in a couple of his stops along the way. Lexington's Yannick Yankum has been called up to the Maltese national team. And congratulations to Yannick for that nod for him with his time at Lexington. Westchester SC has been granted a League One franchise, and they aim to kick off in Westchester County, New York. They're going to play in Mount Vernon and going to consolidate academy programs with the New York Premier FC. So Westchester County, New York is aiming to kick off in 2025 in USL League One as well. No surprise, Mike Jeffries voted USL League One Coach of the Month for April. Now, getting into your juice boxes as we wrap things up and head you and get you out the door for another go-round of USL League One. Charlotte, underdog, as the Murder Owls come to town at a +145. Charlotte a +167. Late night Friday, Central Valley a +220 hosting 1 Knox. Mark McKeever's bunch is a +1 04. And Richmond and Greenville. Greenville right now a plus 149 on the road at Richmond. Richmond a plus 164. And your draw is a plus 223. One other note, Texoma FC has named Adrian Forbes as the club's inaugural sporting director. So we see things continue to grow at Texoma FC as well. And if you haven't gotten your Portland Hearts of Pine gear, you're probably going to have to wait a little while, or at least maybe get a size that might be a little bigger than normal and then just wash it in hot water. So we'll see what happens there. Get them all. Get them now. Get stacked with all of your gear and all of the stuff, looking at everything in USL League One. If you are near Charlotte, near Central Valley, or near Richmond this weekend, go and visit. You get to see the talent on display here in USL League One. If you are in market and cannot be a part of it, follow along in your local provider. If you are out of market and still want to keep track of things, what you can do is go to ESPN Plus, the home of USL League One, and keep an eye on all the matchups there. And listen to us every single week, and you can catch up with all of the folks that are attached to USL League One and find out all the storylines and get yourself ready on a week-to-week basis. So for everybody here at SDH, I'm just John. Thanks for hanging out with us for another round of SDH and USL League One. Play safe, everybody. Enjoy the games.